I have great appreciation for the African American community. Besides many friends I've had over the years, I love the church experience. Two of my favorite athletes of all time are Michael Jordan, Hank Aaron. I mean, I will go to my grave with their memories. Since it's Black History Month, let me start with a historical event. You recall the California Gold Rush started in 1848. And of course, people got rich from that thing. I love that story because I'm a capitalist. I'm a big believer in freedom, especially economic freedom. And that whole story just exemplifies what can happen in America. So I was curious if there were African Americans involved in that. And by the way, remember, that was the time of slavery. So I didn't expect to find much, but guess what? They were greatly involved. Many got rich. The first blacks that got into the gold mining business were not Americans. They literally were whale fishermen that got off boats in the San Francisco Bay, head to the minefields, and never returned. The citizens of San Francisco literally began to pull the boats on shore and use them as hotels and other building needs. Stephen Hill is a gentleman who was a slave from Arkansas. His owner decided to go out and try to make big money for himself. So they head out. Stephen, of course, is the one doing the work. He's the one with the shovel. He finds gold, but here's the interesting thing. See, there's no government back there in that area at that time, but the miners had some general rules they followed. The big one was this: if you discover gold, it is yours. End of story. Well, slavery doesn't square with that monetary philosophy very well. Make a long story short, Stephen purchased his freedom from his owner. He became very successful, built a home, owned several mines, but then all of a sudden there's a knock at his door. They arrested him. Owner said, oh no, he's not really free. Went to jail, but listen what happened. His white friends, I mean, this is in the 1800s, his white friends secretly sold all of his possessions. They helped him escape from jail, gave him his wealth. He went on his way further north to live in freedom. Now, that's a great story for a lot of reasons, but at the same time, it illustrates something that I'm sad to say, and that is it's just harder. It's just harder for a black man to be financially successful than a white man, and it's still true today. And I don't know why that is. I mean, we can discuss details. Don't want to go there. I just recognize that we still have work to do, no question. But at the same time, it's the freedom part that I love in that story and I feel like is lost from the African American community today. So I want to ask you a question for once that I really can't answer. But before I tell you the question, here's the background. 70% of African Americans live in the inner cities of America. These places are, without question, the most violent. I mean, you can die there. And they're the most economically depressed communities in America. There's practically no chance for prosperity or financial success in those areas. So here's a question I can't answer. I need your help. Why do you stay? Why do you stay? You know, the big reason I don't vote Democrats is because Democrats talk more about entitlement than anything else. And by the way, this is to whites as well as blacks and everybody else. If you're expecting the government to get you out of your plight, you are sadly mistaken. It's not going to happen. I'll even go further and say this. If you're depending on the government to somehow provide you the environment or the path to prosperity, you will die poor. Please look in your own black history. From Martin Luther King further back, every one of your people were champions of freedom. Economic freedom is the answer not only to your success, but also to helping our own economy grow. Listen, I don't want to pay more in taxes for entitlement and programs. I want to go buy products and hire your people to provide services. That helps us all. Black History Month, let's celebrate freedom for all.